If a guy is texting you consistently all day, every day, he is not busy enough to be the man in your life. I'm sorry. He's not. He's not. What is he doing being able to text you? Why is he available all day, every day?
A guy with finance, looking for a man in finance.
So basically, the answer to the question is, does he have to be that level of success? Yes, just not in my line of work.
Okay, so what's the one thing you wish women understood about men when it comes to relationships?
Sometimes we need time for ourselves, and it's not a rejection of you.
Why do you think men engage differently with successful content versus sexy content?
Because success is not an attraction trigger for men. Your beauty and appeal is. Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in this spot, which means I've got a great conversation lined up for you today. You know, on this channel, we love to talk about all things dating, relationships, and seeing what we can do to attract the kind of person and relationship we want. So without further ado, please welcome Pimms to the show. Pimms, welcome. How you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. She was telling us about some of her seeing gigs. She was even in Dubai, what she's going to get into. But we're here to talk about some dating and relationship stuff, right? We'll talk about the dating landscape. What is going on? What's happening? So Pimms, I always love to jump straight in. So first tell us your age or your age range, asking a lady her age, and something a guy should know about you if he's going to take you on a date.
So I don't normally reveal my age, but I'm going to today. So I'm 37.
Come on, let's go.
I'm quite proud of because I'm obviously into wellness and stuff. So I look after myself.
Listen, every year is a blessing. Take every year for sure.
For sure. So yeah, 37, live in London. And the dating of today.
No, what should a guy know about you if he's going to take you on a date?
What should I know about me? What should a guy know about me if they take me on a date? That it's not to be nervous.
Not to be nervous?
Not to be nervous.
Okay.
And just kind of go with the flow, because I'm a very easygoing person. I'm very much about connection. I want to know who you are. I'm not interested in lifestyle, what you do on Instagram. If I'm coming with an intention to come and obviously get to know you, just know that I just want to get to know you. So even if it's just something like a simple coffee date, happy with that.
I hear that. Have you always been like that, or is this something that you've come to through experience?
Through experience. I think it's important. Those nice fancy dates are great, don't get me wrong, and obviously it's good to have those because it shows that you're sometimes setting the right intention that you want to obviously impress, which is great.
Yeah.
But I find that a lot of these things now, it's all very much with the intention to do something else, not to actually get to know somebody.
Like what? I
feel sometimes guys are doing it because they're trying to get to the next base on the same night, if you get my gist. That's kind of how I feel sometimes. Not all, but some. And I just feel that for me, if I'm going on a date, it's with intention. It's with intention to get to know somebody. It's not because I'm going for free food or I want to go to a fancy restaurant.
Yeah, I hear you. I completely agree. I think what happens is a lot of guys hear a lot of girls be like, oh, you have to take me out to a fancy date, X, Y, and Z. And this is what I say to women. I'm like, cool, you can have an expectation of him, but that means he's going to have an expectation of you because nothing comes for free, right? So if it's like, okay, if we're going to go out, I have to take you to this fancy restaurant, I have to spend X, Y, and Z, cool, but I'm expecting something for that. Because you're saying this is my standard, this is my expectation. Well, it goes both ways, which is why I agree. A coffee date or just something chilled, low stakes, just see if you actually like the person, then take them out and, make that investment. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what have you had that with guys where they've been like, okay, well, because I spent this, then,
I mean, I've had that once or twice before, and I've kind of pulled that, oh, I didn't know you wanted to be friends. Okay, fine. Here's my card.
As in, what do you mean wanted to be friends? What do you mean?
So for me, I'm like, I have always been I'm very old school. I think a man should definitely pay on the first date. 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Whether it's coffee, whether it's dinner, whatever. But if a guy would say to me like, oh, well, you're not coming back to mine tonight. And I'd be like, well, no. He goes, oh. And then I'll just go, oh, okay. So, I didn't realize you wanted to just be friends. So that's fine. Here's my card.
Oh, I see. So I'm saying a guy should pay. But I'm saying if, like, for example, like if I, let's say, meet a girl on social media or on a dating app or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's get to know each other. I'm like, cool. Why don't we just, grab a coffee, Sunday, just get to know each other a little bit, right? And she's like, no, I only do fancy dinner dates. I just wouldn't take her out.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But I think what I'm saying is, I say this to women, if you say to a guy, you have to do this on the first date, subconsciously he's gonna be like, well, if I'm having to invest all this, then he's gonna have an expectation of you, which is why it's good. Because here's the thing as well: if a girl is really interested by a guy, it doesn't matter what you do on the first date. I don't think it matters. If Michael B. Jordan asked the same girl, "Hey, do you want to go for a coffee?" She's going for a coffee.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? What's something that, because you lived in Dubai for a bit, what's the dating scene like in Dubai compared to here?
Fast paced.
I mean, I've been there quite a bit, but I want to get a woman's perspective.
It's very much like how I've just explained. It's all very heightened, fancy dinners. It's all very much going out to be seen. Having a beautiful girl in your arm, going out with a gorgeous guy, which is fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I had a couple of obviously relationships out over there, and I dated quite a bit, and I have found that they were all very similar. It was all very surface level stuff.
Like transactional?
Yes. It was all kind of like, look at me with this beautiful girl, look at me with this gorgeous guy, and I never felt there was any depth in the relationships in terms of dating. That's just my experience though.
Yeah.
I know lots of friends of mine that are still over there that are in very beautiful committed relationships, have had children, but I think just because of the industry that I'm in, everything felt very kind of shiny and glossy.
Yeah, 100%. Do you feel that you'd be more happy to choose a more just an average guy for the sake of substance, as opposed to, okay, I don't need the guy to be, on this certain level? Is that something that's important to you?
To me, I think successfulness is something that I crave, because I'm very much like that. I crave success. I want to be successful. So I definitely need somebody who has that in alignment with me. But in terms of like a normal guy, I think I would love to date someone who's not in my industry potentially, because like just an average, a guy with finance, looking for a man in finance.
So basically, the answer to the question is, does he have to be that level of success? Yes, just not in my line of work.
I think everybody wants to be with somebody who's successful, because I'm not necessarily saying
I'm not knocking it.
I'm not necessarily they have to have like, I'm not gold diggery. I'm not saying they have to have loads of money. I'm saying that they have to have the same kind of goals as me. I want someone who's a dreamer, who's somebody who wants to do well, who wants to be successful, because that's the person that I am.
I understand. So here's my question to you. What are you willing to compromise, right, in the person to have someone who's incredibly driven and successful?
Ooh, what am I willing to compromise? My Sunday roast.
So what I mean is this.
Compromise is a really in-depth one for me.
So, well, we have to make compromise to make a relationship work. That's how it works, right? So what I'll say is this, for example, right? Guys, I don't think I've ever said this before. Guys often have to choose, right, two of these three things. If he gets all these three things in a woman, he has to bring something for it, right? Either a woman who will never leave him, a woman who is drop dead gorgeous, or a woman he sees as wifey material. If you meet a girl, right, and she has all those three things, 9 times out of 10, you probably need to be the sole provider and cover and pay for her life entirely. Most guys, in their perspective, they're going to find one, like 2 out of those 3. That's like a fine for them. I'll say for a woman, it's like, okay, choose a guy who's always going to be loyal, who's incredibly successful, or is, I was going to say attractive.
Yeah, I'm hearing this kind of this.
I was going to say attractive.
Shrekking now.
What trekking? What's trekking?
Shrekking. Have you not heard this new thing called shrekking?
What is it? Choosing a less attractive guy?
Yeah, apparently this is the thing
secure.
now. I don't know whether, I don't know. I mean, it's the first time I've come across it, but yeah, apparently girls are now dating men that are less attractive and more successful.
That's always been the case, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's always
take pictures on the yacht, just don't take the picture of the person that owns it, right?
Damn, that's crazy.
But it's true.
I mean, then I would say that's kind of gold diggery, then, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It is kind of gold diggery. I mean, fair enough, but I mean, we can have anything we want, but we can't have everything we want. Mm-hmm. So I think guys are like, cool, I want a girl who's stunning, will never leave me, as wifey material. It's like, okay, cool, but that's a very exceptional woman.
Of course it is.
So in what way are you a very exceptional man? Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'd say it's the same with women. If you want a guy who's always going to be loyal, is attractive, incredibly successful, and emotionally fulfilling, that's a very exceptional man. Mm-hmm. So what are you for you, what makes you exceptional to all the other women out there that's going to attract and keep that kind of guy? And I think that's something that we always have to ask ourselves, because we're not perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if a guy's like, I want to be with a gorgeous woman, sure, it means that there are certain things you have to bring. And if a woman's like, I want to be with a successful guy, yeah, there are certain things you have to bring.
I mean, of course, you can't, it's not like obviously with dating profiles, everyone ticks boxes of what they want and, they all filter down to the things that they want. But at the end of the day, this is just surface level stuff.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? For me, like, I mean, I've dated guys, I will be honest, that I've not been attracted to in the beginning, but what they're saying, they've laughed me into bed.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
do you know, no, but it's true. Like, their personality and the way they've made me laugh has made them more attractive to me. Do you know what I mean? So there are obviously compromises if you want. If you've got a great sense of humor and you've got a really good personality, then those things are going to win me.
So those guys, which is great, I think that's great. How did they get an opportunity with you in the first place if you weren't attracted to them?
I think it was just right place at right time. I think
Fair enough.
Literally,
Yeah.
I could have been in a bar. They could have come up to next to me and was at the bar. We were getting a drink. Or it could have been something really simple as that, and just a little one-liner. Those little things really can grasp somebody.
Yeah. Have you noticed? Has your type changed over time?
Yes.
Have you found? Okay.
Yes.
And you don't have to share anything you don't want to, but what was your type before, and what would you say your type is now?
I would say I used to go for, the very aesthetically pleasing. Like I would go for like gym tattoos, and I still like that look. I love it. Do you know what I mean? But I think that the older I'm getting, the kind of more I'm kind of not really too fussed about that.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
What's changed for you?
I think it just comes with age. It just comes with getting older and, being more mature. I think more as a woman, when you get to know yourself more and you grow like a more mature, I think you just kind of understand that it's not necessarily always just about the physical side of things. It's about the more emotional and connecting with someone a lot more intimately, mentally. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. Would you say, and this is because what guys will ask, do you feel like you've got to that point because the guys who fit that aesthetic weren't showing up in the way that you wanted? So if there was a guy who fit that aesthetic and showed up in the way that you wanted, would that be like above everyone else?
Well, of course it would be, because I mean, you're always going to go for what you're attracted to, right?
Sure.
That's
Sure.
we're all visualists. We go shopping, we like a pair of shoes, we're going to buy them. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's the same thing. It's you're always going to go for what you're attracted to the most. And obviously, if somebody's got, again, we're going back to the ticking of the boxes. But if
Sure.
everyone's got that, of course, why would you not?
Yeah, no, it's so true. It's so true. What do you want to bring to conversation today? Is there anything you want to chat about, talk about?
I have a couple of questions.
Lay it on me, girl. Grill me. I'm here to be grilled, poked at, all of the above.
Let me just pull them up.
Go for it. I love it when a guest comes prepared.
Do people not normally?
Some people do, and some are like, oh yeah, I was coming today. I'm like, what are you talking about? I know, right? How could you, Pimms? I should be at the top.
You're so saucy, you are.
He's so spicy. My producer's feeling it today.
I know.
He's feeling it today.
Like, you do know I don't do OnlyFans, so we're not shooting nothing.
He's just a charmer. He's an absolute charmer.
I'll keep your video private.
Damn. Okay. Shays. Yo, this is my episode. All right, get your own. Okay.
You can swap seats if you want.
Damn. This guy. Go for it, Pimms.
You guys should do a little thing together. That'd be great.
Nah, he prefers behind the camera. Prefers behind.
The irony of what you just said, kid.
It used to be.
Okay.
Go for it.
Delete that part of editing, though, yeah?
Never.
Delete
Keep it in.
Just delete it, though. Just delete it.
Okay.
Oh, I've
Continue
got a
that
few, but I don't know which one's the best, the most juiciest one to send
We'll
you.
go through all of them. Just ask away.
Okay, so from a male perspective,
Yeah, and just move your mic close to you a bit.
From a male perspective,
Yes.
Why do you think men struggle or feel intimidated when dating a woman who's ambitious, established, or in the public eye?
Good question. So the amount of men that are intimidated by a strong, successful, ambitious woman is actually very, very small. They just don't care. They don't care. So those qualities of being strong, like successful, ambitious, right? And we all have masculine and feminine in us, but those are typically masculine qualities. So a lot of the time, anyone who's successful in 90% of endeavors, whatever industry, right? Because no one's going to say, hey, come take the top spot. You have to be very competitive, right? You have to be very direct. You have to be very disagreeable, right? A lot of the time. So a lot of traits that make us successful are typically masculine traits. Now, if you're looking at a feminine guy, that's going to be very attractive. The energy of I'm a successful, strong, independent person is very attractive to a man who sits more in his feminine, because the masculine attracts the feminine and vice versa. But if a man is masculine, he's not intimidated by those women. It's just that energy just doesn't suit him, because he doesn't care about those things. They're not like attraction triggers. He can respect you as a professional, be like, I respect her as a professional. Maybe we can work together. But romantically, is that the kind of energy that's complementary to what I have? 9 times out of 10, it isn't. Now, in terms of like the public eye, depending how she's in the public eye, it depends. But a lot of the time, when a guy is taking a woman seriously, and not every guy, to what degree is kind of depending on the guy, but the principle is more or less the same. When a guy is taking a woman seriously, he becomes very sexually territorial. Part of being sexually territorial is wanting to manage risk. So, for example, and boyfriends and husbands, they don't say anything, but they don't like it when their girlfriends and wives are going out on girls' nights out. They don't like it because they know full well, especially if she's attractive, guys are going to be approaching her, trying to buy her drinks. They know that attention is going to gravitate towards her, and that's sexual opportunity or whatever, right? So 9 times out of 10, a guy would be like, cool, if she's the kind of girl who does that, is that the kind of girl that I want to invite that kind of risk within the relationship? That's for them to decide. So in terms of being like in the public eye, and if she's, obviously ideally not sharing stuff about their personal relationship publicly, I think most people, I think women as well, but I like to think most people just don't want that in general. But yeah, I'll be honest, it's a common misconception that I think women think that men are intimidated by successful women, and they're not intimidated. They just go, that's just stereotypically, anyone who's successful just sits very heavily in their masculine. Now, there's some women who are very successful who sit very heavily in their feminine. Take like Taylor Swift, but she never has a problem getting boyfriends, because it's not about the success. It's about the energy and qualities that person has. Does that make sense?
Oh, 110%.
Yeah.
Because this is the one thing I have conversations about, the masculine and feminine thing, because it's very much like that when a woman's successful, she can sit in her masculine, which I think can intimidate some men. But if she sits in her feminine with it, and obviously I think that obviously then brings the attraction in, I think.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, it's not intimidation. Guys just go, that's not the kind of girlfriend or wife that I'm looking for.
So it's more of a choice thing, and go, well, that's just not for me.
Well, it's like saying, for example, if you meet a guy,
yeah,
and he's very camp, and he's like, hey, I want to show you all my designer shoes, my designer clothes. Would that attract you?
Mm-mm.
Are you intimidated by that?
No.
Is that why? No. You're just like,
Makes
cool,
sense.
that's great. It's just not what I'm looking for.
Cool. Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What men can definitely be intimidated by is a woman's beauty. They go, she's way out of my league. I'm not even going to try. And I've often found the most beautiful, attractive women get approached the least because of that. Because every guy just thinks she would just say no. So men can definitely get intimidated by a woman's beauty, especially if depending where he feels he sits.
Mm-hmm.
So if he feels like she's way too above him in looks, he might be intimidated and be like, I don't think I even have a chance, so I'm not even going to try. That's definitely a thing. Are some guys maybe intimidated by women's success? I think there's always exceptions to the rule, but it's not because, like, intimidation is like, I'm fearful of something.
Mm-hmm.
What would he be fearful of? That's a genuine question.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, men aren't even, it takes a lot to a man to even be intimidated by another man. Like, if I'm a guy,
It's good to know.
for example, if I'm a successful masculine guy,
Yeah.
and I'm not intimidated by men, in the nicest way possible,
Well, I'm
it
not
would
gonna
take a
intimidate by
lot
women.
for a woman to
Yeah.
intimidate me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just about, cool, I respect her as a professional. I'd love to work with her. I would employ her. I'd hire her to do this. Is she going to be my wife though? does she want to play that role in my life? Maybe the kind of woman I'm looking to play, maybe that's not her. In that case, she's great. She's just not right for me.
Gotcha.
What are women intimidated by in regards to men?
I don't really think we're intimidated. I think obviously, like if a guy is quite, like, obviously aggression, things like that, we're intimidated by. Do you know what I mean?
Legitimate fear. Like he
Yeah.
could
There's
hurt
there's
you.
those things, but in terms of like dating or like success, things like that, I don't think women are. I think we're impressed by those kind of things.
Mm.
I think women that are in the masculine that are kind of like fighting for success, they would probably be intimidated by a man's like success. But I don't think in terms of like dating, I don't think there's a lot of intimidation, obviously, unless, as I said, if a guy's aggressive or whatever, then you dip. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you be intimidated by a guy's looks? Is that everything? If she feels like he's so super attracted compared to what I feel like I am?
I mean, that works both ways. I think if a guy's really good looking as well, sometimes girls can feel like, oh, he's going to get a lot of attention. Do you know what I mean? And especially now, obviously, social media, everything's at a click of a button. Everyone's so accessible.
Yeah.
So there is all of those, like, you see these beautiful couples online now, and you're just like, you think, wow, like, how are they micromanaging all of that? But it's a lot.
Yeah. Is that something that, because I know you said you wouldn't really date someone in your industry. Do you think about their exposure if they're in the public eye? Like, why did you say I wouldn't date someone in my industry?
I think it's just, I think just from my experience of dating people in my industry, it tends to get very competitive.
Oh, between you and them.
Yes.
Right. And just for those who don't know, what is your industry that you're talking about?
So I'm an artist, I'm a singer-songwriter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So like, whether you're getting more streams, they're getting more streams, listeners, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of about that. Like I've dated, people that have done the same thing with me, and it's always got a bit, when I've been doing a bit better, they're kind of like it's always been a bit of a tedious situation, and I've been in that situation a couple of times, and I've just like, no, this is not for me. I'm not crossing it out. I'm not saying I would never date someone from my industry again, but just from my experience that I've had, it's just something I kind of go, that's not for me right now.
Sure. I get that.
I'm pulling you. It's not for me.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Do you feel like for you, do you prefer to be with a guy? I'm just saying in general, not specific to your industry. Do you prefer to be with a guy that you feel is kind of, I guess, doing better than you? He is kind of on a higher level than you. Would you rather the same, or would you rather below? If you could choose.
I definitely would rather somebody who's doing better than me, because then that inspires me.
Sure.
And vice versa, of course. But as I said, I'm somebody who craves success, and I think if someone who has that kind of motivation and gear up above me is obviously we're gonna ride the wave together and then build empire. That's kind of what I would definitely want.
Yeah. So I guess I wonder, so with the guy where, let's say you were doing better than him, did that shift how you saw him?
No, it wouldn't at all. It would, to be honest, it would be for me how he would feel. I wouldn't want him to feel bad. I would actually be wanting to pull him up, because if I can see that somebody wants to be successful and somebody wants and is a dreamer and wants to do good, then I'm going to be like, well, come on, let's do this. If their intention is to actually want to be with me as a person, but also has the same drive as I do, you're coming with me to events. You're coming with me to meet this person. I'm going to put you in front of that person 110%.
So interesting. The only reason I ask is because I think a lot of women express they want a guy who's on a higher level than them. Fair enough. And when a guy isn't, they don't respect him the same way. And I think a lot of the time guys can feel that. Because respect is love to a man. So, and not that she she might, but not that she necessarily goes out of her way to disrespect a guy who's maybe not where she is. But the level of respect for him as a man within a relationship for a guy who's doing better than her compared to a guy who she feels she's doing better than. Like, I've had women say, like, I just can't respect a man if I'm doing better than him. And I'm like, right, well, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Has that ever been the case?
No, I mean, not necessarily. I think if we're doing different things, I think sometimes when you, obviously, if you're doing stuff that complements each other, like a singer dating a producer, for instance, like that's complementing each other, you can do, you can build together.
Sure.
If they're in an industry where they're like doing finance.
Yeah. She really wants that
Back
finance,
to the
bro.
finance dude again.
Any guys who you're
It's
working in
just-
Canary Wharf, right? Just hit me up. I'll put you in touch if you like what you see. Okay. I'll help you out. I'll do some of the vetting for you. I'll do it right now.
This dating show, dating with Kit. Love
Dating
it.
with Kit. Listen, maybe I'll turn it into a thing. Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Have you ever has it happened, or have you felt that there has been a level of lower respect for a guy because maybe he's not doing as well as you, compared to like a guy you look at and go, wow, he's doing so well, that's inspiring?
I wouldn't say there's been a level of disrespect.
It's not disrespect.
I think there's been a level of, come on, get your ass in gear. I'm here to support you if you need me. Do you know what I mean? And I would expect the same from, this is what I'm saying about relationships, baby. It's like, you know, it's never going to be, in any aspect, it's never going to be a 50-50 thing. And I think this is a big question that I get asked all the time, 50-50, or everything has to be 50-50. And, you know, if it's not 50-50, the woman has to be in the kitchen washing up, doing the washing, the guy has to be out working. It's not. It's about, sometimes I'm going to be feeling 80 one day and you're going to be feeling 20 another.
Are we talking like financially?
No, I'm talking just in general.
Would you do that financially?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like maybe 1 year you take on 80% of the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
The next year he does 70. Would you do that?
Yeah, I would.
Really?
If I knew that the relationship was definitely going somewhere, and it was like, I'm going to marry this guy and I absolutely love him to pieces, and he literally gives me everything I want in life apart from finance, 110%. Because if I knew...
Has anyone ever done that for you though? Has anyone ever given you everything? Really?
No.
Well, then I don't think that's a realistic approach. You can't say, well, if he provides everything else, then I'll do that. Because that doesn't exist.
When I say like everything, I mean things that I would want.
Has anyone ever given you everything outside of that?
No.
This is what I'm saying about compromise.
Yep.
Because no one's perfect.
We're building this perfect little orbit of a man and a woman, but
it doesn't exist. Because because here's the thing, it's really about, look, do you want this relationship to work?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Are you intentional with this relationship? That's the only thing that matters. If you are, then yeah, great. But if you're like, I'm only gonna do this 80-20 whatever, if he's bringing everything else to the table, that doesn't even exist. So like, you'll just never do it. And that's fine. You don't have to do it. But I'm saying, would you realistically do it? And I'll be honest, I don't think you would, from what you just said.
I think when I mean like emotionally, someone's bringing like good emotion, happiness to the family, things like that, then obviously that intention would go out the window for me. I wouldn't even have to worry about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, finance for me is something that in a relationship that has to be, you know, 50-50, 80-20, however you want to put it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's be all and end all for me.
I get you.
But if it's same with me, if I'm obviously giving everything that I need to the relationship, i.e. like high emotion, do you know what I mean? Like happiness, fulfillment, all those kind of things, if that's been brought to the table for me, then I'm happy to support. When you say everything, that's a massive broad amount of things.
That's what you said.
That we're putting on the table.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess the reason I'm asking is because, and please share with me the woman's perspective. I think a lot of guys here, they see a lot of women saying, oh, I would accept this if all of this was there.
Mm-hmm.
But 9 times out of 10, all of that's there is like not real. Like it's not realistic. And so I think guys can be misled because a lot of the time they hear, oh, I just want a guy to be nice to me. And guys are like, cool, I'm going to be super nice to her. But she still wants this other guy who's not being nice to her, but it's because he has certain attraction triggers and he has certain qualities about him that makes him attractive. That has nothing to do with being nice necessarily. That's why I'm asking. And that's why I'm like, okay, we do have to clarify, because I think if we want men to become the kind of men that you actually want, we have to tell the truth and be like, cool, guys, just being nice, that's not going to get you the woman you want. Sorry. Guys, just being like, okay, you can emotionally fulfill her, but you're not actually doing something with your life, that's not going to get you her either. Sorry. But when you're like, I just want a guy who's going to emotionally fulfill me and everything else is fine, I call cap, girl. I don't believe it.
I think
Don't believe
you're
it.
taking what I've said out of context. I'm not saying
Correct
that,
me.
I'm not saying that I want somebody who's just going to be emotionally fulfilling. I'm saying that basically, if the situation in the household, where I was basically paying most of the bills, and obviously he wasn't working or he wasn't doing as well as I was.
Yeah.
If everything in the household was being fulfilled, like there was help, there was emotional like help fulfillment there. Everyone was happy. And he wasn't doing as well, then that's kind of where I'd be happy to kind of financially
Got you.
fulfill the household.
Oh, okay.
Not i.e. like you have to do this, all of these things.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying within my orbit, if you're kind of doing these things which are supporting me while I'm bringing most of the funds into the building, then I'm absolutely happy to do that.
Okay, I love that. So let me give you an either or. Would you rather, let's say, you said one guy A. Let's say we've got kind of success and attractiveness out of 10, right? And then we've got the emotional fulfillment out of 10. Would you rather guy A, he has success attractiveness out of 10, 8 out of 10, but the emotional fulfillment is a 5? Or you've got guy B, where the success attractiveness out of 10 is a 5, but the emotional fulfillment is an 8.
I plead the fifth.
I'm not accepting it, Pimms. You have to
I'm not
answer.
going to answer that question.
Come on, you have to help the guys out there. What would you rather? Choose one.
I don't know.
You can't choose?
It would depend on the situation.
What do you mean?
What I said, it would depend on the situation.
But I thought you were prioritizing fulfillment over like looks and success anyway.
So there's your answer.
Well, you tell me. I'm asking.
I don't know.
She can't choose. She wants it all, guys.
Literally, I can't. I'm a bit like, I don't know. It's a bit of it's a very unbroad question. So, as I said, I'm happy to do my bit, and we work together. That's it. When we're talking about relationships, obviously dating is a completely different situation.
Oh, that's what I meant for a relationship.
What's the question again?
So attractiveness, success, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Emotional fulfillment is a 5. Or emotional fulfillment is an 8 out of 10, but the success and attractiveness of him is a 5. I'm saying for a relationship, not just dating. That's why I said.
I'd probably go with the first one.
The emotional is a 5, but the success attractiveness is an 8.
Yeah.
Yes. I knew that.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't know that. I suspected that. And this is what I was saying. I completely fair. There's nothing wrong with that. Completely hear that. So you know when earlier you're like, okay, well, I kind of want the more emotional fulfillment side over this now. That's why I was like, a lot of guys hear that, but that's not what they see play out. Do you see what I'm saying? Because there could be a really nice average guy who could be great emotional fulfillment for you, might be watching this. He'd be like, cool, I can definitely try with her, get with her. But then it's like, she's probably not going to get very far because the reality is there are certain metrics that you do care about. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
But I think let's just own it.
Yeah, no, you've got to have standards. I think I'm just talking about from my personal perspective. Obviously, like there's obviously women out there that have different opinions to me. Do you know what I mean? But
Of course.
I think because I'm very independent, I kind of like that side of life doesn't really resonate too much.
I hear you.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm very self-sufficient. I'm very hyper independent. So for me, it's like a guy coming into my life is going to have to add value to it. Do you know what I mean?
It can't be your lieutenant.
No, it's just.
Yeah, you're the captain. He's the lieutenant.
It's not even that. It's just, I think women when you get to a certain age, and me myself, I'm just like, if you're coming into my life, you've got to add value to it. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, all of those things obviously matter. And obviously I'll own that. But as I said, I'm not interested in someone being like massively successful, having loads of money, those kind of things. When you get to my age as a woman, you kind of crave the emotional intelligence of a man. That's just my personal perspective.
Yeah, I get you. Would you date a younger guy?
I have dated younger guys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or would you like have a relationship full on with him?
Again, depends. I always say age is nothing but a number. If you're emotionally intelligent and you want to be successful and you obviously you're a dreamer and you crave success, then absolutely, why not?
Fairs. I love that. Okay, I've grilled you. Your turn.
I feel like I've been super grilled.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
I'm
can
like,
grill me.
wow.
You can ask me now. That's what I'm saying. You can grill me.
I've literally lost half that conversation. I'm like, huh? What?
See, this is why we're here. We're here to pick brains, find out what's going on under the hood. But yeah, this
Literally.
was equal opportunity. So go for it.
I love
Feel
it.
free to ask away.
I think that's amazing. Okay, so what's the one thing you wish women understood about men when it comes to relationships?
Wow, great question. Sometimes we need time for ourselves, and it's not a rejection of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think men struggle to express that because they're worried about hurting her feelings. So let's say I've got a free weekend, free night. Hey, babe, do you want to hang out this weekend? Do you want to do something? Maybe I just want some time for me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I say that to you, oh no, I just want time for me. I think a lot of guys have experienced, she takes it as a rejection. She's like, why don't you want to spend time with me? Why can't I just spend time with you? But a lot of self-maintenance that I think a lot of guys do is just taking time for themselves so they can show up the way they need to for said person. And that him wanting time for himself is not a rejection of, it's not a no to you, it's a yes to him.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it doesn't make sense. You're like looking at me puzzled.
No. I mean, that's just kind of one part of it. So like, so you think that women like are going to feel rejected because you want to spend time on your own? Is that what you're...
Yeah, so if she wants to spend time with us, but we want time by ourselves.
Okay.
And if we go, no, because I want to, it's like, I think some guys have experienced where, because this is why guys will lie. They'll like tell a white lie, be like, oh no, I'm busy doing this. And then he's not, but it's not because anything else is going on. It's because it's like, sometimes guys can be lying because they're cheating. That's, of course,
Yeah.
that happens. I'm not saying it doesn't.
I think that's the unfortunate stereotype though, when I think a lot of women do fear that, because when men start to kind of linger off and they want to do their own thing too much, I think some women do get a bit scared that they're cheating or they're talking to other people.
Yeah, and that can be valid. But then I would say that that's to do with, one, we can't control if someone's going to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
We can only control how we're going to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not my job to worry if you're going to cheat. It's because like, cool, if she does and I find out, how am I going to respond? Outside of that, there's nothing else I can really do, right? Me trying to control you is not going to prevent you from cheating.
From when if a guy goes I think women get quite...
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like, if a guy was thinking that, I'm just saying in general.
Mm-hmm.
So like, as a woman, you can't, if a guy's going to cheat on you, he's going to cheat on you. You can't stop that from happening. And no amount of trying to find out what he's doing or control what he's doing is going to stop that, right? If it's not happening now, it will just happen later, right? But say we can't, once we accept we can't really control if someone's going to cheat, then it's just about, okay, ideally this is just about trusting. If this person no longer wanted to be in a relationship, I trust that they would say that, right? Until they tell me otherwise, I'm not going to think it's that until they tell me. But yeah, sometimes guys want time for themselves and it's part of their natural maintenance. And I think that's something that women struggle to understand, because I think sometimes it's like, not all the time, some girls want time for themselves too, but they're like, if I like you, I love you, I want to spend all my free time with you. Babe, that's beautiful. It's not the same. It's not the same. Yes, I love you, I care about you, don't want to give my time to you 100%. Do I sometimes need time for myself? That is also true. And I think that's something that men, we need to get better at communicating that to women. I think we're afraid to, and we actually need to get better at communicating that, I think.
Great response. I love it. I mean, for me, I'm learning. I'm like, oh, this is like a little...
No, I'm glad that helps.
Stuns. Okay, cool. So I've got another one for you.
Go on.
So, what do you think men... Hold on, maybe I answered that one. Hold on, what do you think men... Hold on, let me ask you another one. Actually,
that's all right.
Hang on. Okay, so do you think dating apps have made men put in less effort? And what do you think needs to change for men to feel more intentional again.
Okay. This is a multi-layered.
This was the juicy one I was going to kind of save until
that's
later.
cool. That's cool. No, I love it, girl. I love it. Great question. Okay, so has dating apps made men put in less effort?
Mm-hmm.
For the vast majority of men, no. For a very, very small selective of men, yes. Most men on dating apps do not get matches. Majority don't. I don't know if you know this, but statistically, about 85% of women are swiping yes on like 5 to 8% of men.
Mm-hmm.
So the small percentage of men who are getting the majority of the matches, yeah, of course, because he's got so many women lined up. Some women are just willing to like, hey, what are you doing tonight when I come over? Some women are like, no, you have to take me out for a fancy dinner. If a guy's matching with 30, 40, 50 gorgeous women, 3 of them are like, no, you have to take me out on a fancy date. And one's like, hey, I'll come over tomorrow night. Who's he going to choose? So for the very, very, very small percentage of men that actually get the majority of the matches, yeah, it's just provided access and opportunity for, all these different kinds of connections. For the vast majority of men, they don't get those matches and they're willing to put in the effort. So the answer to your question is, for most men, having dating apps has actually made them want to put in more effort because it takes a lot more to even get an opportunity with a woman. It takes a lot more. For the very small percentage of men who are getting all the matches, yeah, it's made them be like, well, I don't need to, because there are women who will just come and spend time with me. There are women who are like, I just want to spend time with you. I just want to be in your presence. You don't have to take me out fancy dinner. Like, I just want to be there. So guys are like, all right, well, come through.
So do you think that men are using more dating apps for getting laid than they are for actually dating women?
The majority of men, no, because the majority of men want relationships, but it's just the small percentage of men that get almost all the attention. So like, for example, this is like, if I ask you, out of 50 random guys that you go on a date with,
Mhm.
or 50 random guys that you see out and
Mhm.
about, right? Old, young, fat, slim, all colors, creeds, and backgrounds. Out of 50, how many do you look at that you go, yeah, I like the look and vibe of you enough that if you ask me on a date, I'll go on a date with you? Out of 50. Random guys.
So would I say yes to a guy out of 50 guys?
Yeah. So out of random 50 guys that you see, so you would have seen like probably 10, 15, 30 guys on the way here, right? For example. Yeah. And when you're out and about, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
How many of that 50 that if they all ask you out on a date that you go, yeah, actually, I like the look and vibe, the attractive
I
vibe.
wouldn't have bloody time, babe. Let's be
No,
honest.
not all of them.
50 guys, my goodness, check the calendar. Yeah, probably 1 or 2, maybe.
Sure, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most women are like that. Out of 50 random guys that maybe would take an interest in them, they'd give less than 5 a chance. But the caveat is that the same guys, 1 or 2 guys you would give a chance, are the same 1 or 2 guys that she would give a chance, she would give a chance, she would give a chance.
Yeah, but if I'm seeing 50 guys walking down the street, that's different to me speaking to someone on a dating app, because I'm actually talking to them and actually having a conversation. So, and then you obviously, if I'm walking past you on a glimpse, I'm like, oh yeah, he's fit, I date him. No. It comes with the intention, obviously wanting to communicate. So yeah, I swiped on 50 guys on a dating app,
Mm-hmm.
but it would probably be the 5 out of that, all of the entire 50 that I would go, which one of them's communicating with me the most? Which one's the one that's actually trying to make a connection?
Sure.
Or is going to go, hi, how are you? And then disappear again because they swiped on somebody else.
Sure. But let me ask you, out of 50 profiles you come across, how many do you swipe yes on?
Oh, I'm not on dating apps, so I don't know.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that for the very small percentage of guys that most women find attractive, who's that tall, attractive finance bro, right? They have a lot of options. And if we see it, it's almost like, if we see it almost like a market, it's like a dating market essentially, right? It's kind of like that. So with any market, right? If there's 5 bakeries and all the bread that they make is great, 4 are trying to charge me £50, 1 is going to charge me 15. Where am I going to go? If, for example, let's even say that. Let's say out of those, let's even say not even charging differently. Let's even say
Everyone loves bread, babe, no matter where it's from.
we all love bread, of course, right? Like this Jewish bakery in Finsbury Park that freaking
Banging.
slaps. Or like let's even not even say that. Let's even say 5 bakeries. 4 of them I have to go pick up. 1 of them delivers to me. Who am I going to choose?
You're going to go to someone that delivers to you.
Right. So because the point for me isn't about funding their business. That's their responsibility. Like it's their job to make sure that they're selling. It's not my job to make sure they're selling. I just want to eat. So whoever's the most convenient, right? As in whoever's going to be the easiest for me to get what I want is the initial choice that people will make. This goes for men and for women. So if we're talking about the very attractive guys, the successful guys who are getting most of the opportunity, which is very much the case, well, it's like to one bakery, it's just like, oh, this customer used to come, but now he doesn't want to come anymore. He doesn't want to come and pick up his bread anymore. They don't want to make an effort to get their bread. He doesn't need to because this one's delivering. That's why. If we're talking dating that specifically, do you know what I mean? But then, there's a way where, of course, as a woman, to get the guy's attention that you want, and then, to date in a way that goes, wow, like she's really amazing. I actually want to invest in her long term. That's what really separates the women from the girls. And those women, they get those guys.
And how can you tell, just for us girls out there, us women out there, what's the difference between when signs for women to find when they're dating, they know they're dating someone, or a man is actually dating them with intention?
So, as in, let's say you're dating a guy, how to know if he's taking you seriously? So there's definitely a handful of signs to look out for. So first biggest one, I would say, can he meet up with you where sex is off the table? Can you go out and do something and then go your separate ways?
Go to like a park or something like that.
Yeah. Can you go for a coffee walk or something? Right. And then, you go do something separate. If you cannot meet up with the man you're dating where sex is off the table, you don't know if he's taking you seriously. Because men don't invest with their sexual time, they invest with their non-sexual time.
But do you also think that sometimes guys will do all the date thing and do the 3 dates with intention to then obviously try and sleep with the girl?
Yeah, so the thing about when I say, can he meet up with you where sex is off the table, this is after you started being physically intimate with him.
Okay.
Because what normally, a lot of the time what can happen is you start sleeping together, and now all of your dates become like Netflix and chill dates. Oh, why don't you come to mine, watch a film? I'll come to yours. Oh, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm just at an event. Do you want to come through after? Yeah, great. It'd be great to see you. And that doesn't mean he doesn't actually like you, but that's not real investment.
Okay, so what about before you've been intimate?
How can you tell if he's taking you seriously? You can't.
That's helpful.
So here's what I'd say, because you can tell if he's definitely not going to take you seriously. You can definitely tell that, and that he won't want to meet up with you on dates. He'll just be like, hey, do you want to come over? Or he'll try and make it very last minute. Right? So if he's trying to see you very last minute, he won't actually get a plan in the diary, or he's trying to just invite you to come over. You know that he is definitely not pursuing you with something serious. But the truth is, and this might not be helpful, but I want to tell you the truth, guys don't know if you're going to be a serious or casual thing until he starts to get to know you. Because for guys, it's like, okay, this is either girlfriend wifey material, I'm going to pursue that, or this is just a casual thing. The reason he's meeting up with you in the first place is because he finds you attractive, right? Cool, great. But that doesn't mean that your looks doesn't necessarily categorize to which avenue. It can, depending on, it kind of can, but and we can talk about that, but it's really more about how, because he doesn't know who you are, so he doesn't know if he wants something serious with you. Do you know what I mean? So like, because the thing is, guys can be dating one girl seriously and dating another girl casually, right? Guys can be open to that. Now, I'd say if he's a considerate guy, it's like, okay, if he's meeting up with a girl, and because not every woman's looking for a serious relationship. Some are looking for, I'm looking for connection. If it's casual, fine. If it goes somewhere serious, I'm open to it. He can meet with a girl and be like, cool, I'm open to seeing if this is the kind of woman I would see a relationship with. If it's not, then we can just have a nice time together. She might be the same. But he doesn't know that until he starts to get to know her. Now, if she's explicitly expressed to him that she's just looking for something serious, and he gets to know her and he's like, this isn't really what I'm looking for seriously, I'd be casual with her, but I wouldn't be serious. Then if he's like a considerate guy, he'd be like, hey, look, I know you're looking for something serious. I'm just not looking for that here. I wish you all the best. Maybe we should just be friends. Do you know what I mean? Or he'll just say, I'm not looking for something serious, which is all the time what they'll say. They won't say like with you or here, because that, that sounds, he'd rather be, it's me, it's not you. But sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's both.
Okay, and another question that I've been asked to ask you.
Yeah, go for it. I'm loving
is
it.
When you've dated a guy,
Yeah,
over a period of time, and then obviously you guys go your separate ways.
Mm.
When a guy gets back in touch with you,
Mm-hmm.
what do you feel like a guy's intention is when they're trying to get back in touch with a woman after they've dated them?
So when you say dated, I'm assuming you dated, but you were never in a established relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long has it been?
Oh, it's not me.
No, I know. I'm saying in general, like in this scenario.
Oh,
how long has it
okay,
been?
so let's say, I don't know, 6 months.
It could be he wants to see, like, you guys had a lovely time and he wants to see if you guys can have that again.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that he's open to something serious with you, but that's going to be depending on how she dates him from then. So, because I'm going to be honest, if a girl was in a situationship
Mm-hmm.
for like 5, 6, 7 months and didn't lead anywhere, 9 times out of 10 it's because she didn't move, show up, or date in a way that builds genuine commitment, right? And to be fair, like most women are not nowadays, are not really shown how to do that. So some women know how to do it. They learn this. Some women never learn. So if he comes back around again, if he may be open to something serious, but she's only going to know if she starts moving, dating in that way. If he's open to something serious and she does start to move and date in that way, it will become a relationship. If he's open to something serious, but she dates how she did before, then it won't. It'll just, the same thing will happen. Or sometimes he comes back because he just wants to know, is she still available to him?
This is the one thing.
Yeah, so that's the thing, but you don't know until you see where he's at, how you show up, how he shows up, because so women are the gatekeepers to physical intimacy and sex, right? So you decide if or when that happens and who even gets the opportunity for that, right? Absolutely fair enough. But men are the gatekeepers to commitment and relationships. So as a man, I have to qualify myself to you in the beginning to see, am I the kind of man you'd want to share yourself with, you'd want to give a romantic opportunity to? Once we start dating, and if you want a relationship, it's then you to qualify yourself to the man, okay, am I the kind of woman that he wants to invest in seriously for a real long-term commitment? That's just how it is. Yeah. Now, there is such a thing as, when guys are just looking for sex, the standards for what they'd be in a relationship is much lower than what they would be for an actual committed relationship in terms of like, we're talking like looks level. It's just the way it is. Women, it tends to be the opposite. Like if you're just looking for something casual, it's like, he better be freaking, he better be, what's his name? Chris Hemsworth. He better be Michael B. Jordan. He better be Chris Brown. If I'm only going to be sleeping with this guy, he better be freaking hot. Fair enough. Right?
And Michael B. Jordan is really hot in real life.
100%. There you go. There you go. So, yeah, typically when women are just looking for something casual, their standards for looks go much higher. For men, it's the opposite. When men are just looking for something casual, their standard for looks goes much lower. So it can be the case sometimes that where a guy's entertaining a woman because he's only looking for something casual, but she isn't actually what he would consider long term. Sometimes that's the case, which is why it's really important as a woman to recognize if he's investing in you seriously or not, because you don't want to be stuck in that situation if he's actually not open to something serious with you.
Do you feel like also when a man is, obviously intentions are to date and to obviously really get to know, do you find that the communication is stronger?
Yes.
Do you find that a guy will communicate more with you, won't leave you lingering with text messages after like 2, 3, 4 hours? Because I know, like, if you're interested in someone, you're going to text them.
Yeah. So yes, but I think 2, 3, or 4. I don't know why people are texting all day every day. So I'm gonna be honest. If he's
Clearly you don't.
if he's like if he's a successful, ambitious guy, he does not have time to be texting you all day every day.
Mhm.
But he'll have phone calls with you. So personally, for me, I would rather, instead of us texting all day Monday, Tuesday, I'd rather we don't talk Monday, but we have an hour's phone call on Tuesday, because it's about quality, not quantity, right? I don't have the time. And I'm just being honest. A lot of guys in my circle, successful entrepreneurs, all of this, they don't have time to be texting a girl all day every day. If a guy is texting you consistently all day every day, he is not busy enough to be the man in your life.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. He's not. He's not.
Exactly.
What is he doing being able to text you? Why is he available all day every day?
Look,
I'm
I
just being
think
honest.
the thing with communication for me, because I'm on the same page, right? Because obviously I'm a busy person, so I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I do, for me, when responding back to somebody straight away, I think is respectful, right?
I understand.
Because I've got a lot of people in my field that are very successful as well, that are very busy people. But I've got people that will respond back to me straight away,
Sure.
even when I know they're the busiest person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of, obviously, my girlfriends and women in general, I feel that they think that if a man doesn't text them back straight away, it means he's not interested.
No, it's not true.
But I've also said that, if a man doesn't text back like 2-3 hours, he's busy, and you should be busy as well. You're at work, you're doing things, you've got things going on.
Yeah.
But I'm the same. I would prefer to not be texting all day. Quick, like, hi, hello, how are you? How's your day going? Great, perfect, amazing. Quick text back. Or even just, I think women would feel a lot happier if guys just said, look, I'm really busy right now, but I'll give you a call later. It just sets a woman's head like a balance, I personally think.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So what I would say is that, and maybe I'm biased because of what I've seen, a guy will dedicate time in his day to get back to messages he needs to, right? So like even in the nicest way possible. Like my mum might text me in the morning. If I'm busy that day, I'll respond in the evening. If it's urgent, she's going to call me. If she calls me, I'm going to answer. So if it's urgent, call me. I'll answer. If it's not urgent, I'm going to get back at some point. Now, I would generally say, even a guy, if he's like really busy, he will respond within 36 hours for sure, right? I understand when guys like, okay, you don't have to respond now, but just tell me you're busy. But that like defeats the point, because if I'm too busy to respond, I wouldn't be able to send that to you.
I think it's just to put a woman's mind at rest sometimes. I'm just telling you, this is how we roll, how we like program sometimes.
I understand.
And I think that, for guys out there, it's just, one, it's respectful to respond back to somebody as soon as you can. It shows intention. And I also think, you got your phone right next to you, boom.
But I'm working.
You know what?
It's calling. But it's an unrecognized number. I don't know who it is. I'll get back to it at some point.
That's what I mean. No, but this is what I mean. So it's just like, I think, I'm at work sometimes when I'm with clients, or I'm doing a gig, or I'm performing somewhere. If my phone goes and I see it, I'm just like, look, I'm super busy right now. I'll get back to you later. For me, it's not even just about dating. It's just about general connection and respect. I
know, but I think for guys, they go, if I have enough time to send that message to you, I have enough time to respond to you. So it defeats the point. Like, imagine going, okay, if you don't have enough time to respond to me, that's fine, but respond to me telling me that you can't respond. Doesn't make sense.
No, it just says, babe, I'm really good, thanks. I'm super busy right now, but I'll get back to you. I'll talk to you later.
But that doesn't make sense.
How does it not make sense?
Because it's like saying, do you have time to cook for me? I don't have time to cook for you now, so I'm just going to cook this for you here.
That's completely different. That's preparing a whole meal. A quick text message, you can't preparing a meal to send in a phone.
But how long? It doesn't take long to send a text though. Like if she goes, oh, how's your day going, babe? If I'm like, hey, can't talk right now, but I'll talk to you later. In the time it took me to send that, I could do that.
If you're loving this episode and these kinds of conversations, then I want to give you something. We recently launched the Kits Angels community. This is a sisterhood for women who are tired of what the dating scene has given them and are ready to take their love lives to the next level. It's a space for you as a woman to not be alone in your journey to love, where we learn, talk, and share our experiences as part of a strong sisterhood, with some leadership and guidance from yours truly, of course. Not to mention never before seen videos from me on how I've led dozens of women to meeting great men. And so as a thank you for watching this episode, I'm giving you a month's membership completely complimentary on me. Just click the Kits Angels link below, and when you join the group, message me the code phrase Angels Podcast and I will pay for your membership. Now back to the episode.
Took a whole meal. Cool. I'll wait
So
to
here's
see
the thing. So here's the I understand you're like, it would put her at ease.
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, if a guy's interested, he's going to respond within 24 hours for sure, right? Or even usually in that day. Now, I'll be honest. If a girl if I don't respond to her for 4 hours and she's losing her mind,
Yeah, that's mad.
that's a reflection on the work she needs to do.
Yeah.
Because it's not my job to emotionally regulate her.
110%.
Because if I text her and she doesn't respond for 10 hours, and if I start losing my mind, what would that make you think about me? Exactly. This guy is unstable. This guy is unstable. Do you know what I mean? So I understand it. But also as well, like, we have to remember that the relationship a man has with his time is the same relationship you as a woman have with your womanhood. It is something you want to share with him, but it has to be willingly given. You can't demand it just because you like it. Like, just because, even if you're in a relationship, even if we're together, that doesn't mean I can just have sex with you whenever I want, regardless of how you're feeling. It's the same with a man's time. You can really like him, see the future with him. Fantastic. That doesn't mean you did get to demand more of his time. He will give it to you, but it has to be given willingly. So when it was like, you have to talk to me, he's like, you can't demand my time like that. I don't owe you that. Your time is for you to decide who you give it to. Now, it's completely okay. And I'll say this because I've had this with a girlfriend of mine. Like, she was like, oh, she liked texting. I did not like texting. So there was a compromise of, okay, I'll make an effort to message more, at least within a few times a day. But know that if I don't, it's not because I'm rejecting you. It's just because I'm busy. But we'll have phone calls. That worked, because it's like, for me, it's about quality over quantity.
So you said this to her?
Yeah, while we were dating, yeah.
There you go. So you set a standard.
Yeah, but like, the reason we had to have that conversation was because she thought if I didn't respond within 6 hours, she thought I'd gone off her, or she thought that I was doing something else. And it's like, nah, I'm just busy. I just don't have, because for me, it's like, if men are very single focused. So if I'm focused on you, I'm focusing on you, not work, not friends, not video games, you. So I want to dedicate that time to you. If I'm focused on this, I don't want to be like, okay, you, and then I have to come back to this, and then I'm doing, no.
But do you see what I'm saying to you, going back to the text message thing? But you've settled her mind by setting the intention and saying, just to let you know, this is how it's going to be. Same with literally the same thing. It's putting a woman's mind at rest and just saying, look, I know that but I'm super busy today. Just,
I understand. Yes. But the reason that happened was because she came to me the conversation because she was worried about this.
okay.
So she'd had this, I feel like he doesn't like me, I don't know, X, Y, and Z. And she would just say, hey, look, for me, if you don't respond within X amount of time, it just makes me think a type of way. Are you just busy, or is that the case? Because if that's the case, just let me know.
Yeah.
And I was just like, look, this is actually what's going on. Could I have been lying? Sure. But then you look at his actions. Do his actions reflect what he says he's going to do? Mine did. So then she had no reason to worry, because it's like, okay, cool. I know if I don't hear from him for a whole day, I just know because he's got stuff going on. But I know if I call him, he'll answer, or he'll call me back when he's next available, which was very much the case. Here's a question. Why didn't the girls just call him?
I think they do. That's why you see the guys.
They do? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
First.
that's why you start a little dink.
As in, like, they're
On the
cool.
back, dink,
Just
cancel
like,
that call. I think girls. No, I think girls do call. I think that you get multiple missed calls on your phone, etc. I think the text is
that
calls.
can be a bit. Here's the thing. It depends on, have we been dating long? Are we together? Like, what's going on? Apologies. I thought it was urgent. It's not. I had to check.
I love it. It's brilliant.
So yeah, do you say the girls are calling them? They're
Yeah,
calling
I mean,
guys.
I do think women call men, like, if obviously it's urgency or they want to speak to them, or like, I think it just depends on what kind of person you are, what kind of communicator you are. If you're a texter, you're a caller, you're going to do either, or you're going to do both.
Yeah. yeah, I'm not a big texter, so I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
That's me. But if she expresses that she appreciates me making an effort in that area, then I will.
Okay.
But she has to come to me with that.
So there's compromise.
She
there.
can't ask me to read her mind.
Yeah,
Because
of
I
course.
don't know if she's stressing.
No, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course, but this is why I'm having the conversation so people are aware. It's just like I think that guys just to put a woman's mind at ease, just send her a quick message and say, "Look, I'm just super busy right now." La la.
But the women you're speaking about, do they communicate to the guy that, oh, when I don't hear from you, it makes me feel or I think this? Is that true? Because
No, I think it was just a genuine question of is the guy interested if he doesn't text for a certain amount of time?
I would say if it's been 2 days,
Yeah.
then he can like you, but his interest isn't that high.
Cool.
His interest level isn't that high. I'd say 2 days, yeah. If it's been like longer than 36 hours, nah, you can get back to someone for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
And you can see that and you see them online, the other person's online. It's just a bit of a.
but also as well, like we also have to remember that someone's interest can build over time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we just met, we started talking. I don't know if we like each other. I just know there's an attraction there, but I don't know if we like each other, right? You don't know if you want to invest yourself in me. I don't know. So we're just talking, chilling.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, cool. Especially in the beginning, I think text messages should just be used to like arrange the date, to be honest. I don't think text messaging is a good way is a good substitute for getting to know each other. Or at least that's why phone calls are better.
Do you know 110%? So I'm gonna give you a situation that happened with me.
Go on.
A bit of a backstory. So this is why I asked this question as well. Okay, because I'm a communicator. I do both. I text and I call.
Nice.
Right. But I was dating this guy. I think it was last summer, and it was just text. And it was long essays of text messages.
No, I'm not here
right?
for that. I'm not here for it.
But as soon as I tried to arrange a phone call, it was like I was back at school again. You know, when you bring the guy at the end of the stairs and it's all like, you know, it's all you get nervous. It's like, why? It was crazy.
That's cute though.
It's cute,
that's
but
fun.
it was also like, what's the big issue about having a phone call? Because I'm always on my phone calling, mate. Do you know what I mean, with people? So it felt for me like it was just a massive facade just to get someone on the phone.
Well, why don't you just say to him, look, I'm loving these long paragraphs. Why don't we do you fancy having a phone call this week?
I did that.
And what did he say? Was he up for it?
We had a phone call, but it was awkward.
That's why you need to have a phone call.
Yeah.
Because texting, you don't get an actual energy and tone and rhythm of the person.
Mm-hmm.
A phone call is a lot more realistic of what it's going to be like in person.
Yeah.
That's why I advocate for a phone call even more so.
Phone call and going out on dates, I think.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why, like, when I'm dating, I will try to go out and at least meet them once or try twice a week, literally within the first, like, 2 months.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's important to, you know, little quick coffee date, or if you're on a lunch break or whatever, and you guys have got the same lunch break or what, like something like that, I think is perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, the constant like essays of text messages for me, it's long.
What? Why don't you send voice notes though? That's also fun.
Send voice notes as well. Yeah.
Like,
I think voice
instead of
notes are cool.
texting, like,
Yeah.
because then you get to hear. Sorry, 2 seconds. Oh, that's time. Oh, warning. Got you. We got time. It's cool. We got time.
We're going
Real
going
time.
way over. We're
No, it's fine. I love it. It's great. It's good. So yeah, we don't need to rush, so we're fine. Yeah, I think voice notes, like you just get more of you get to hear their voice tone. It's also much easier to send a voice note than to like type out a paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
But do you also find as well, because I also find this like sometimes sending voice notes to people, it obviously gets the tone of a person. You get to learn their personality, because I find that with business as well. You know, when you send someone a voice note, it puts them like automatically at ease. They're like, okay, I can hear this person's voice. They sound like a great person.
Absolutely.
I'm at ease. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But when you're dating, sometimes it's actually quite nice to read back on messages as well.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? And us cheeky girls, we like to send a little cheeky screenshots, la la la. Do you know what I mean?
That's actually, I didn't even think about that. That's so true. Guys, start sending voice notes. Don't message at all. Don't give them anything to report.
No, it's not even that. I just think it's nice sometimes just to read back on things. You know, obviously I'm a writer.
What about listening on them though? Is that not okay?
Listening's cute. Yeah.
I think that's nice.
I think that the whole pond of social is beautiful, but I think that definitely less texting, more phone calls, because back in the day, you know, I'm a 90s baby. Back in the day when we were dating, you know, things weren't so accessible. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would need to phone someone up to ask them out.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We were all on the phone playing snakes. No one was texting.
So true.
Do you know?
Days of landlines.
I'm telling you.
My
you
gosh,
know
can
what I
Jack come
mean?
out to play?
Literally, you
So
knew where
true.
everyone was because their bikes were outside the house.
Yeah, so true. Oh, mate, what a good time.
I love it. I
used
to love those days. You know, but that's what I'm saying. I think yeah, more phone calls. People need to make more phone calls. I'm finding a lot of my friends, it's all texting. It's all texting on dating apps. Get on the phone.
But so here's the thing. Because the communication side, I hear more so is like a issue for women. Then she needs to be like, hey, why don't we have a phone call? She needs to be the one to
That initiates
invite
it.
the escalation.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, because especially as a guy, if it's like, oh, okay, cool. Because if you start off that way, I'm like, this is not a girl, this is a woman. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She's like, yeah, like we're not chatting for, we may not chat today. Why don't we have a phone call tomorrow just to catch up? Or like just to, and I'm like, cool, 100%. Over the girl who's like responding every few hours. Because in 10 minutes of a phone call, we're going to have way more of a conversation than 24 hours of texting.
110.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that way, if I'm texting one girl and we have an actual phone call, I feel closer to you. I'm going to ask you out this weekend.
There you go, girls. Phone calls.
Phone
more
call.
phone calls.
Invite him out. Suggest the phone calls. Do you feel like girls are... This is a question for you. Do you feel like... do you think women are scared to like initiate? Or like to say, hey, why don't we have a phone call? Because I think sometimes, and you know, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes it can feel like a girl is like, I want him to do this. I'm like, why didn't you communicate? Why didn't you offer that? Because he might have met you there. But it's like, we're not mind readers. So if the communication isn't good enough for you, why don't you be like, hey, why don't we start doing this? Or send a voice note yourself. Be the first one to do that. Are girls like scared to initiate?
I think so. Sometimes I think you don't want to come across too eager.
Nah, you have
Too-
to
or
let that
too
go
needy.
though.
I know, but this is the mindset. I think.
How's
it's-
that working out?
It's quite. I mean, I don't do it, so it's fine.
Do you know what I mean?
But I think, yeah, I initiate it. Just send a message and say, hey, how do you fancy a phone call tomorrow? Some people kind of find it a bit weird, though. Do you know what I mean? Some people will find
Who?
that. Some people do find it odd.
Then that's not the person for you.
Exactly.
If I'm talking to a girl, I'm like, hey, why don't we have like a little phone call on Wednesday? Just to get to know each other a little bit before we meet. And she's like, oh, no, I can't do that. I'll be like,
It's also because we might be shy. Some
Huh?
women are shy. Some women are a little bit
I probably
shy
wouldn't
to do it.
I don't really suggest a phone call just because I think in terms of, I don't say invasiveness, but I'll try and look for cues from her, but I'll send a voice note.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely send a voice note.
So do you think that it's better coming from a woman to initiate a phone call than it is from a man?
Yes.
Why?
Because we want to play it safe
Mm-hmm.
so we don't scare you off. Because usually 9 times out of 10 in the beginning, a woman's not going to scare a guy off by showing too much interest. That never happens. Never happens. If a woman shows a lot of interest and he backs off, he was not interested in you, period. Right? If a man does too much in the beginning, it can be overbearing for her. It can come across as creepy. You could have liked him, be like, he's being too much.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What's wrong with him? So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you like him, you showing more interest is actually going to do you a favor. Because if I'm dating, getting to know 3 girls, I'm going to choose the one who's showing me the highest level of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I'm going to get a more ROI. I know that the girl who's showing me the most interest is going to appreciate me taking her out and spoiling her way more than the girls who are being semi-cold with me. And because obviously, generally speaking, women are more pickier than men. As guys, we learn, especially as we become men and adults, we don't learn necessarily, well, it depends on the guy. You kind of go after what you want. We learn more to choose from the women who like you. So if I meet 10 girls, and it's funny because things change as you get older, but generally speaking, especially as a young man, if I meet 10 women, and out of those 10, I find 7 attractive,
Mm-hmm.
but out of those 7 I find attractive, 3 of them are showing interest, I'm only going to pursue one of those 3. I'm not going to pursue one of the other 4 if they've not shown any interest, because why? Like, I'm not going to get anywhere 9 times out of 10. And also, I'm not going to try and change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because if I ask you out and you say no means no. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So as men, we're very much conditioned, just because of the way dating typically works, especially earlier on, to choose from the women who like you. The higher level of interest you show, the more likely we are going to be like, cool, I'm going to invest my energy in her because I know she's going to love it, she's going to appreciate it, and I'm more likely to get further with her, even if I'm being selfish. Like, let's say, for example, let's say I'm a guy and I'm just looking for physical fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Friday night free and I can take a girl out to the theatre to go watch a show with me. I have a spare ticket, right? Go for drinks, go to show theatre. Let's say I'm just looking for fun. Am I going to choose the girl who's kind of semi-lukewarm or the girl who's showing me very high interest? Who do I think I'm more likely to have that with on that night?
Again, it just depends on your intention, doesn't it?
Well, I'm just going that. Now, obviously, if she shows up in a way where that doesn't happen, obviously that's what leads to the genuine commitment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But I'm just going to choose the girl who I feel just has the highest level of interest.
Mm-hmm.
That's what men do. They go, cool, as long as I find you attractive, that box is ticked.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to use this like numerical like metrics, but I'm just going to say how it is. Like, if she's an 8 out of 10 for me and there's a 9 out of 10, but the 8 is showing really high interest, I'm going to go for her. I'm not going to try and change the 9's mind. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because there'll be other guys that she's going to show very high interest in, and that's not me. That's okay. So in the beginning, as a woman, the more interest you show, the better it is for you. Now, that doesn't mean you should be doing the most in the sense of you want to look for reciprocation, right? So he takes 1 step, you take 1 step. If he asks you out on a date, cool, you can definitely initiate a phone call, right? Especially if that's important to you.
Mm-hmm.
So reciprocation is important, and especially guys, attractive, desirable guys, who of course respect themselves, they're going to be looking for that reciprocation, right? Because they want to gauge, does she have desire for me? Because I think I've spoken to many women that are like, he thought I didn't like him, so he went cold on me. I'm like, well, how did you show him that you liked him? Oh, I didn't really think about that. Well, that's why.
Interesting. Interesting.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Very insightful.
Anything I said surprise you?
There's a couple of things in there.
Talk to me.
Yeah, no.
Even if you disagree, tell me.
No, there is a few things, but it's all good. Like, different mindsets. But
You're allowed to tell
I
me.
think,
Tell me I'm
I
wrong.
think-
I might be wrong.
no. I think some things I think we're definitely to take on board. I think a lot of women are going to take a lot of things on board. But yeah, it's always going to be a tedious thing, dating. Do you know what I mean? So
Can be. I think
with this day and age as well, do you know what I mean? It's not like it used to be, as you know. Like it's I don't think it's as, I wouldn't say as easy, but it's not as simple going as what it used to be years ago. Now it's a lot more higher. There's as I said, there's a lot more access to things. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's a harder. I find now a lot of my friends that are very successful women, majority of them are single because they're just the pool at the moment is just so low.
Yeah, so I mean, things have changed. There's pros and cons to everything. So back in the day, if I'm just being honest, like most of your friends would not have access to the high value guys they have access to now. They just would never have that access. So they would just choose a normal average guy and they'll be happy with that. But now they have access to them. So the normal average guy doesn't look that appealing anymore. So the pro is that now you have access to all these desirable, successful men. But the con is it's a lot harder to get them to commit. That is true. You have to do
So why
more.
do you think they didn't have access to successful men before?
Because we didn't have social media, internet technology, transportation like that. So like back in the day, the quiet girl, a girl from the quiet town of Norfolk would choose the normal guy down the road from Norfolk or someone in her town. Now she can, due to social media, the internet, transportation, easy transportation, she can match with the hotshot lawyer from London, the actor from Paris, the producer from LA. So now the guy in her town, compared to these other guys, don't look that appealing. So the pro of today is that now she has access to guys she would never have access to. But now it's like, okay, you really have to show up in a way if you want to get his commitment. That's the truth. Or you choose the guy who you would have normally chosen, but then a lot of women feel like they're settling. You can have anything you want, but you can't have everything you want.
That's the truth.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Let me ask you something. Actually, on that, you tell me.
Put it on the spot again.
So for your friends who are like successful women, because obviously women, you know, are doing very well, right? So single women under the age of 30 actually out-earn their single male counterparts now. Women are succeeding in many different industries. Fantastic, which is great. So they're taking the positions of economic power influence that men have traditionally taken. Why are they not willing to take that position in the relationship of being like, okay, the leader, provider, that has typically come with those positions?
I think some women do.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So when you say like, you know, when you like your friends, would you say they're willing to be more of that provider role in a relationship if they're doing better than the man?
I mean, of course, if you're going out and obviously earning great money and you're doing the best, then obviously you are going to be the provider. I think there is the narrative of this, you know, the man goes out and does all the work and pays all the bills. Blah, blah, blah. If you're obviously doing the best out of the two, then obviously you're going to be providing the most financial stability within.
Are they willing to do that?
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, you know, when you said like your friends, you feel like the dating pool is just not it. What are they referring to about
I
it?
think because like not just my friends, just women in general that are successful, I think they find that unless a guy is going to come and bring like super value to their life, because I think with women, when you've got everything you need, you've got the stability, you've got the financial stability and all those kind of things, you've got the nice house, you kind of go to yourself, well, what do I need? And it's not about need, it's about wanting. And the thing is, I feel that when you're a successful woman, men feel that they're not needed in a relationship, but they are. Because I mean, as Cher said, men are like dessert. We love men. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, I'll take that.
Do you know what I mean?
I'll take
Like
it.
we love men, but it's a case of, I think, if you're going to be you're the one that's financially stable and you're bringing obviously, you know, the bread home, then of course you're going to obviously pay all the bills and stuff. But I think that even for me personally, like if I'm you know the success that I'm at, if a guy's coming into my life in a relationship or dating, it's not because I need you, it's because I want you in my life, because I want to invest my time in you, not because
And
I
money
need
in him?
you. Not necessarily, not because I need you for money or I need you for this. It's because that's when I go back to what I was saying earlier. It's not just about the fancy side of life. It's also about just getting to know someone as a connection. When you have that level of success as a woman, you don't necessarily need a man. You want them because it pulls you together.
Yes. What I'm asking is that you don't need a man to be successful, but you still want him to be.
Yeah, want, exactly.
Right. And what I'm saying is, if you're already successful, why can't you let that go? Because what I'm saying is this, right? You know how you like, oh, if you're a successful woman, you've got a stable life, you've got everything and stuff, you don't get into a relationship because you want him in your life. Yeah, welcome to being a man. Correct. Yes. If you're a successful man, yeah, you've got everything. You don't need a woman. Men have, especially if a man's doing better than a woman, he didn't get her because he needed her. Because he wanted her. And he was like, cool, I'm willing to be the provider to have this person that I want, because there are other things she brings outside of because if I'm already bringing the stability, she doesn't need to bring that.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is how do you think that feels? Obviously, because I know obviously men want to feel needed in a relationship, i.e. the financial
I don't think they
bearer.
do.
Well, I don't know. This
Shall I
is
tell
the
you what it is?
conversations I've had.
It's not necessarily, I do hear this. I don't think it's men want to feel needed. They just want to feel respected. That's what it is. It's not about, okay, I need this man. If I don't have this man, I'm going to suffer. That's not what it is. For men, it's like, I want you to respect me as the man in a relationship. And I'll be honest, from many women I've talked to, I think they just struggle to respect a man who they feel they're ultimately doing better than. I think that's just the truth, which is why the more successful you become as a woman, that's why it gets harder for you, because it's not that you don't have options. You have plenty of options, but you just don't respect those men to be the man in your life. You want the guy above because that's the guy you respect. Fair enough. But that's to do with, because I promise you, if there was a guy, and there are plenty of good men, right? It's just whether they're at the caliber that women want. That most men are good men. If there was a woman that was like, hey, you don't have to be on my level. I just want you to bring beautiful love, friendship, companionship. You don't have to provide for me. You don't have to bring equal in these tangible areas. I'm just looking for this. She would get snapped up like that. She would have a relationship easy peasy. But that's not what they want. It's like, if a woman's successful, because here's for us, as guys, we go, if I'm successful, you don't need to be. You don't have to be. You can work at McDonald's. Don't worry, babe, I got us. But for women, it's if I'm successful, you have to be successful.
Right.
The more you raise yourself, the more you raise the standards of men that you would be open to. The more I raise myself, the more I'm like, the less you have to bring. The more you raise yourself, it's like, the more you have to bring. And it's just the way, because of, women are hypergamous by nature, which means you want a guy on your level or above. So in the nicest way possible, the reason 9 times out of 10, the reason your successful friends are single is not because there's a lack of good quality men, but it's because they're not willing to open up their caliber of men for the position that they're in. Now, I'm not saying they don't have to, but that means that the guys that you want, that every other woman wants, yeah, you have to make sure you're that girl and really show up for him in certain ways, because that's what's going to get it. It's like, Cristiano Ronaldo, he just proposed to his long-term girlfriend of God knows how many years. And who was interviewing him? Was it Piers Morgan? No, it might be someone else. Someone was interviewing him. And he asked him, just like, why her? What made you want to marry her? What made you choose her for this time? Right? Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the most successful, exceptional men of our lifetime, who could virtually have any woman in the world that he wants. Why her? And he basically said to her, because she takes care of the home, she supports me, right? And she understands me. She understands when I need my space. She understands when to support. She understands when to leave me to it. Yeah, she looks good. She's gorgeous. Cool. That's a dime a dozen. There are plenty of attractive women out there. But he said those main 3 things made him go, you. She takes care of the home, does this, X, Y, and Z. Right? Now I'm going to be honest. This is a very exceptional man. Those are not exceptional things to do. Any woman can do that. It's just, is she willing to do that for the man that she wants?
This is the thing, because...
And the answer is...
I find...
Go for it. Talk to me.
I find that women tend to forget about this sometimes, I think, because when you're dating someone who's successful, I genuinely believe that a man can put a woman in her feminine energy. And I think that is... Look, I love it. Kia's got it already.
Talk to me. I'm listening.
I think that it's, I've seen men turn women like that have been very like hardcore, like business, but they've turned them into mush because the man has allowed that woman to be happy and calm in her feminine energy. If you put a woman in her feminine energy, she will happily do those things for you.
So here's what I'll say. As a man, do you have any kids?
No.
Okay. Do you have a little brother at all?
No.
Right. So let's say you have a son. Do you think he's more likely to succeed? Let's say he wants a feminine woman. A woman who's already like that, or a woman he has to put her into that?
Already like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, and I'll be honest with you, I've had that experience myself. I've met very attractive women, successful, seem like boss girl energy. And then dating me and maybe just how I am, very much she's like, I want to do this for you. I want to do this. Cool. Fantastic. But I don't know if that's performative. I don't know if it's genuine. Also, if I observed her from afar, like in her energy in like a social environment, and she's sitting in her masculine, I'm going to go, cool, she's attractive, but she's just not for me. Whereas a woman who's already in her feminine that I see, I'm like, that's the kind of woman I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand as a woman, it's true. The feminine needs a safe space to manifest. 100% that is true. But you being in your feminine with a man is how you vet him. Does he provide the space for you to feel safe?
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I'm going to be in my masculine until he proves it. Because we just think that's fake. It's not real. Because there are other women who already sit in their feminine regardless. And they go, I'm going to sit in my feminine naturally as a woman. How he is with me is going to tell him whether he's the kind of man that I want. If he doesn't cater to that, consider that, look after that, then he's not. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Have a nice life. Because imagine if I said here, well, I'm only going to be in my masculine if you're going to be in your feminine.
Oh, that's just...
Ew, that's
Yeah,
gross.
that's Ming.
That's gross. So I'm going to be real with you.
You go first.
Right.
All right, darling.
It's like either he's that guy or he isn't. Right?
But I think that's
and that's what guys like. When guys hear that,
Yeah.
just sort of cut it off. When guys hear, I'm only giving my feminine, watching her masculine, we're like, gross.
that's Ming. No, that's horrible.
That's an ick.
I think you articulated it very well. Where I think a woman, if she's in an environment where she feels comfortable to
That is true.
embrace her feminine energy,
Yeah.
then she will. And I think that's kind of what I was trying to articulate.
Sure. But she can't be in her masculine though. She can't be in her.
But you also have to remember that women they're not necessarily always in their masculine. It's also a survival mode as well, because when you're like very independent, you have to wear the trousers
agree.
until somebody can take them off.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, which is why it's really important if you're a woman and you want to be with a masculine man,
Yeah.
you have to know and you have to learn and know how to sit more in your feminine when you're around men, especially if you want to attract the kind of man that you want.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you didn't have to look after yourself, so you weren't in survival masculine mode.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm saying. There's pros and cons to everything. There's nothing
Mhm.
all good or bad.
Mhm.
So the pro of you as women gaining equality, being able to work for yourself, be independent, that's fantastic. Your agencies of your own life, that's great. But it means this other side of you that back in the day, because the environment we were in would naturally be nurtured and you'd be connected to, you're not connected to that as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, maybe you're not actually attracting the kind of men that you actually want. You're attracting men, but maybe it's not the men that you actually want. So you have to learn how to step into that. I'll say guys are going through that right now. Our generation of guys, we've been told that the feminine standard is the standard. But actually, the irony is that we've told being masculine is toxic, is bad, all of this stuff. But the irony is most women want masculine men. So a lot of men are making investments and intentions to learn how to be masculine, because we've grown up in a generation where we were told being masculine is bad, being masculine is wrong, being a leader is wrong, being competent is wrong, being able to...
Interesting.
For sure. That's what we've been told. Now, I grew up in a Nigerian household, so that's what I've seen. Right. My father was the head of the household, my sister has a great relationship with them, with him and everything like that. So, I've got a little brother and obviously being raised in the same way. So there's aspects that obviously I'm quite modern, but in terms of the kind of relationships I've had, yeah, they're quite traditional in that sense. And most women express that's the dynamic that they want. But our generation of men have been told to be feminine is right and to be masculine is wrong. But then...
Where's this? I've never read that in a book anywhere.
Yeah, so like for example, like let's say men have, so I'll give you an example, right? The masculine pursues, but the feminine invites, right?
Mm-hmm.
Masculine pursues,
Mm-hmm.
feminine invites.
Mm-hmm.
We hear women saying that guys are sitting around and wanting princess treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Many times.
that's feminine. Men don't approach or pursue us anymore. They just sit there waiting for us. Yeah, that's feminine. Men want to split the bill on the first date. That's feminine. Men don't want to plan the date or take the lead. They're asking me, what do I want to do? What do you want to do? That's feminine. Yes. Men have been conditioned to be feminine today. So now men are having to actively learn how to be masculine because they want to get the kind of women they want.
Who do you think kind of like, please don't tell me role model Andrew Tate, because that's just...
Well, I mean, he is masculine for sure, but the reason Andrew Tate became really big is because that shows a lack of masculine role models in our society. Because the only role models we see as men, I'm just gonna be honest, is Harry Styles in a dress. Sorry, Cool. That's a role model for
So
some
true.
guys.
Oh my god.
That's a role model for some guys.
Yeah.
But if I'm a young boy and I'm looking to be a strong masculine man who takes responsibility and leadership and have the life that I want, that's what you're showing me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if that's what you're showing me, that's what I have to be. And then they do that and they don't get the women they want. They don't have the relationship they want. Like, the only person I could even remotely think who shows strong, good masculinity, I would say only up until the past few years, because I don't think he's acted the best way, is Anthony Joshua. But aside from that, I can't think of anybody else. And then as well, I'm just being honest, part of the reason, I'm not, this isn't me advocating for Andrew Tate, but part of the reason he became big is because he told men, like, to be masculine is good, it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And in our society, we've said, oh, toxic masculinity.
There's levels to that. Obviously, I think people will just take what they will for what they need. But I mean, when you're referring to Andrew Tate, obviously, I think that level title of toxic masculinity, yes, I do think there are elements to what he teaches is toxic.
So I don't think there's such a thing as toxic masculinity. I think masculinity is like a sword. It can be used for good or it can be used for evil. Same as femininity. Femininity can be used for good or it can be used for evil. Some women use it for good, some women use it for evil. Because why don't we have a phrase toxic femininity?
There you go.
But this is what I mean.
We've just invented it, done.
Sure. But when I said how we've been taught that the feminine is the standard, that's literal proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as toxic femininity. If you're feminine, that's all good.
Or you just call us psychos.
Sure, psycho, sure. For sure. So yeah, like, so in regards to like men being masculine and men have to do their own work to be able to sit and develop that masculine side so they can have the relationship and dynamic they want. And women need to do their own work to develop and be in touch with their feminine side so they can attract the kind of man and relationship and dynamic that they want. And they have to actively do that today. Because if you don't, this is what happens.
Okay.
And the women who do, they have the results. The results is in the proof is in the pudding. And so this is one thing I say too, because obviously I coach women, right? So, and even with guys, and it's just something that I've always it's a principle that I've always just used that has really helped me succeed in areas of my life. The people who have the results that you're looking for, what do they all do that you are yet to start doing? What do they all have in common that you don't have yet, that you haven't developed in yourself yet? What is it that this person's doing? You have to really like observe and be like, oh, this person has the results I'm looking for. What does he do that I'm not yet doing? Because there's a reason I'm not in that position right now. There's a reason I don't have that yet. What's that missing piece?
I think
and women have to do the same.
It's again, I think it's if you want it. I think
Are you willing to do
the work? Yeah, if you're willing to do the work, put the work in. I think it's like anything. If you want something, you have to fight for it. If you want something, you have to invest your time and energy into it. If you don't want it, then you don't get it. Simple as that.
Sure.
That's why, like I say, friends and everything as well. Like, you're not going to meet someone sat on your sofa in your house. You need to get out and go out to bars, clubs with your friends, go to dating things. That's how you're going to meet people.
It's true.
But majority of the time, people just want to sit and flick on their phones. And I'm like, you're not going to meet someone by doing that.
Yeah. So your friends who you said, for example, they're single, right? Also, they want a committed relationship. Of course, most people do. Who do they take advice from?
ChatGPT.
This is the problem. This is the problem.
I'm telling you, literally.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some girl game here right now. Okay, for you and all your friends. Find somebody who is with the kind of man that you go, I would like to be with that kind of man, and seek her guidance and advice. Really, that's it. This is what I teach women. I basically just show women how to attract the kind of high quality man and commitment they want. And like, for example, I remember there's so much bad advice out there. I remember one of my clients, she was just like, yeah, I remember seeing on TikTok, you should never ask a man how he feels. What? That's crazy. Are you mad? As a woman in his life, you're his emotional home. when he's expressing, oh yeah, this was a bit tough or this was happening, you as a woman go, oh my gosh, babe, I'm so sorry. How did that make you feel? And then you're just quiet for the next 10 minutes. Then he starts to open up and share with you. When a man opens up with you, that's when he starts to fall for you. It's not through sex. That's how women fall. Physical intimacy. That's not how we fall. We fall through sharing with you emotionally. Can you provide the space and invite him into that space? I had a reel that's kind of doing well at the moment, which was, this is the biggest sign you're going to end up with a very successful man. And it's that you know how to make a man open up to you. A man, a successful designer man, sleeping with an attractive woman, that's easy. You can do that any day of the week. The woman who can provide that emotional safety and invite that from him, irreplaceable. And then that's when you as the woman, you go, hey, you see the value that I bring? These are my standards, exclusivity. And he goes, you know what? She's worth it. Yes. So those very successful guys who have these committed relationships, that is how those women got him. Because they added value to his life in a way and then had a standard for that, being like, hey, if this is going to continue, I need to know we're exclusive. And if we're not, that's okay, but I need to take a step back. It's bringing value that you become irreplaceable and then having a standard for that. That's what gets to the relationship. Value plus barrier to entry. But you have to add that value first. Now, here's the thing. If you add that value, is there a guarantee you're going to get a relationship? No, there's no guarantee. But the same way a guy can take interest in you, he can show up in all the right ways. Is he entitled to a relationship from you? No. There's no guarantee. No ventured, nothing gained. And this goes for men and women, it's just in life. If you're not willing to, it's funny, who's it? Orion Taraban, he put this so brilliantly. You have to overpay to win. You have to overpay to win. So let's say there's an auction, right? And I'll stop my big rant because I'm in chatting a lot.
It's fine, I'm listening, it's all good.
Sorry, guys. Let's say there's an auction, okay? And let's say there's an auction for a car. Let's say the market value of the car is 10 grand. Auction starts, 5,000, cool. 6,000, yeah. 8,000, yeah. 9,000, yeah. 9,500, yeah. 10,000, yeah. 11,000, yeah. 12,000, yeah. 13,000, yes. Once, twice, sold. The reason that person won that car is because they were willing to pay more than everybody else. You have to overpay to win. That's life. If you're going to have a successful business, you have to put in more hours, more work, and more smarts than your competitors. That's how you win. If you want the exceptional woman, as a man, you need to develop yourself in ways to become the best man you can, more so than the other guys who may be options. That's how you win the girl. If you want the exceptional man as a woman, you have to be able to put in the amount of work on yourself and effort into the relationship more than any other woman. That's how you win. Now, it's not just about adding the value and doing that, but you have a standard for it, right? So yes, you've done all that, but that doesn't come for free. You need to commit, right? I'm saying this from the woman's perspective. That's how you win. And I think I'm not saying you, but I think for a lot of women, they're like, but I don't want to have to do all that for the man I want. Cool, you don't have to. But then don't expect to get him.
But that's what I'm saying. It's all about doing the work. If you want something, you have to do the work.
Yeah, because there are other women who will. It's like a guy going, well, I don't want to have to plan the date, take her out, pay for the date. It's like, cool, you don't have to do that, bro. But then you can't sit there expecting to win the girl because you're not willing to put in that effort and value that lands this impression of who you are to her. Exact same thing. Let me ask you a question because I've been chatting shit for time. I've been chatting shit. Okay. Let me wrap up after this. What's one thing you know about men now that you didn't know, say, 5 years ago?
Oh, gosh. One thing I know about men now that I didn't know 5 years ago. That they were trained to be feminine.
There you have it.
Literally, that's one thing I have learned.
Yeah. And if you disagree, feel free. Like, do you think that's accurate what I said? Anything you disagree with?
I do, because now you've said that and you've mentioned obviously what's being shown, and obviously around the world, it makes total sense.
Mm.
It really does, because there are a lot of things that are visual now that are like transferring that onto men, I think, definitely. And that's really opened my eyes up a lot, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because we all talk about us girls like, oh, men are really feminine now, like what's going on, we're all the masculine ones, da, da, da. So that has made a lot of sense to me today, that you guys are kind of being, or men in general, kids, boys growing up, are being influenced by a lot of femininity in men at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, that cry for leadership and masculinity is something that's really important, I think, now.
Yeah. But like, honestly, like, you have to celebrate the men you want your sons and nephews to become.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, and maybe this is, like I said, sharing the male perspective, so feel free to share the female perspective. But one thing a lot of guys I've heard notice as well is online, whenever a woman is saying, oh, my guy did this for me, or etc., she gets a lot of hate for it. Like, women be like, oh, that's the bare minimum, or why are you doing this, whatever.
It's jealousy.
And it's like, as guys, it's like, wow, so even when I show up in the best way, it's still going to be criticized for it. My efforts are still not going to be appreciated or validated. That's how that comes across. So guys just go like, why should I try?
I think, I'll be honest, I think it comes from a lot of envy. I don't even think it's about the guys not doing enough. I think that some women see other women being celebrated so much by their partner, husband, boyfriend, that it makes them feel envious. So they're going to put their dib on it and say, oh, well, that's not very good, or that's bare minimum, or that's not. But it actually generally is, because you're not even getting the bare minimum.
Fair.
Because you're bad mouthing somebody online that you probably don't even know.
Very true.
That's getting like beautiful roses or, you know, gorgeous dates, but you're not even getting that. So what's the bare minimum to you then? Do you know what I mean?
Very true. And this is where I have to be real, right?
Yeah.
That's where, as a woman, you have to call that out, because if you don't, we all think you're complicit in what she's saying.
Mm-hmm. No.
Right? Like, okay, cool. She's speaking for all of you. None of you are saying anything, so I'm going to take that. That's what you all think.
Yeah.
Same thing for guys. Like, and I've seen this, there's been debates and, you know, disagreements with guys about how to move as a man. It's like, no, that's not what it is. This is what it is. Cool. Then I can go, who do I resonate with more? Who has the results that I'm looking for? And whoever does, that's what I'm going to follow. But it has to be called out.
Yeah.
If we just call it out, because the thing is, a lot of the time, like, if we say, no, this is what we're looking for, it's labeled as misogynistic, sexist, whatever. So guys just go, cool, I'm not going to say anything. We'll just show through our actions. We'll just show through the woman that we choose to commit to and build relationships with. Guys won't say it because they're always labeled something. Don't get me wrong. There are some guys who are sexist, misogynistic. I'm not saying that they're wrong. But especially when it comes to like a guy's preference in dating, the kind of woman he wants, like, you know, as a woman, you can say, I want a guy 6 foot tall, finance bro. Cool. Like what you like, girl. Nothing wrong with that. But let me sit here and say, I want a woman who looks after herself physically. Shaming.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
And it does annoy me. It really does annoy me. That aspect of it does irritate me, because, you know, you can sit and label all the things you want in a guy, but as soon as the guy is like, well, I want this, and it's like, oh, that's, you know, anti-feminist or whatever you want to call it, or it's not, that's not, that's mean or whatever. But no, I'm sorry. Everyone is allowed to have a standard.
They're allowed to have a preference, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to be like, cool, I hear that's your preference. That's not me. That's also fine too.
Mm-hmm.
There's some women that will just never like me. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not their type. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone like, he must be making 10 million. Cool. I'm only making 5. Joking. I ain't making nothing out here, boy. YouTube pays peanuts. Don't let this fool you. But yeah, like, it's cool. If girls have a preference, I think it's as guys, we're like, our list is so small. It's so short. Our list is so short. It's really not long. Respect me. Be someone I'm attracted to. I don't know if I can say the last one.
1, 2.
I'll be honest, listen.
It's okay. It's fine to have a preference. That's
Okay, I'll say it.
Fine.
I'm not saying for me. I'm just saying for guys.
It's not saying for you.
Why we say it for me? Respect me. Be someone they're attracted to. Don't be out here in these streets.
100.
Don't be loose out here.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fun. Cool. We're not gonna take that seriously. I'm sorry. It's a thing. Yeah. Double standards, but yes, it's a double standard. Yes. Absolutely. There are plenty of double standards we have to meet as a man that as women you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
When girls go, I want a guy who's over 6 foot. Most women are not 6 foot. I want a guy who's making 6 figures a year. Most women aren't making 6 figures a year. I want a guy who drives. Most women don't drive. I want a guy who owns his own house. Babe, you still live at home. You can have your standards, but we have ours as well. And our list is so short.
Mm.
It's so short. So if anything, it's like, there should be no reason why those things can't be met if we're meeting all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's really easy getting a guy, man. It's so easy. It's so easy. Just women have been so misled. That's why I'm out here doing God's work. But women have been so misled. And here's the thing. It's not even your fault. It's not even your fault. It's not even your fault. The narrative panders to women because, I don't want to use this phrase, but they say when you lie, women buy. Women make 80% of consumer decisions, right? The amount of debt, most like 78% of like the country's debt is owned by like a woman, right? Women spend more than men. So the market tailors.
His credit card,
No, but it's true. Sometimes on his, but that's what I mean. Like even in a relationship, like especially married, like she makes more spending decisions is made by her. Like imagine he buys a house. Who decides the sofa, the couch, the curtains, the bed? It's all her. Mm-hmm. He's like, here's my card, babe. Do what you need. Cool. Mm-hmm. I want this. She makes the decisions. So that's why 90% of marketing is tailored to cater to women's fantasy and ego.
Yeah.
But it misleads them when it comes to relationships, unfortunately. Because I'm just gonna be honest, it's like, if I'm a guy and I'm not getting the results that I want in dating, I'll be a fool to sit here. It's because there's something wrong with all the women. Mm-hmm. I'll be a fool to sit here and say that. It's like, no, clearly I'm not the kind of guy yet. I haven't developed myself as a guy yet to attract the kind of woman I'm looking for. That's accountability. I see a lot of women going, there's just something wrong with all the men today. No guy wants to commit. No guy is X, Y, and Z. It's like, okay, there's social influences, but the kind of man you want are out there. Why are you not attracting them? There's a reason. Because I guarantee you there'll be guys are always not hunting, they're always looking, they're always noticing. So the first time you communicate with a guy isn't when you speak to him, it's when you walk in the room. He's noticing you from the moment you walk into the room, how you conduct yourself, the energy you have, who you speak to, how you presented yourself. Within the first 10 seconds, he could have already been like, nah. And most women have no idea.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. The women who have the results that you want, how do they move? How do they present themselves? How do they speak? Like one thing I've noticed, especially as, you know, and maybe your industry is a bit different, but especially as you move into certain higher circles, I've noticed people talk a lot less. They listen more in certain circles. You come into that circle, you're not there to dominate the space. You're there to learn. You're there to listen. Because the person who is the most influential, highest person in the room, they're all, no. The person who's like in the highest position in the room, everyone's learning from them. What is it that they have that I don't have yet? Because I want to get there.
So true.
That's where the magic happens, boy. But in order to have that, we have to take accountability and put our ego to the side. I'm sorry, my guy. The reason you don't have the woman you want is because you haven't become the kind of man who can attract that. I'm sorry, ladies. The reason the guy you want doesn't commit to you is because you haven't become the kind of woman that he wants to invest in long term. So you have a choice. You have to take accountability. Last thing you want to mention, and then I'll wrap up. I'm going to stop talking shit.
Oh no, it's great. I'm loving it. It's like learning.
It has to be done. All right, go for it.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's have a little look. I think you've probably covered most of it from what you've spoken about.
I'll take it.
Okay, so this is a good one, I think. This is a social media one because obviously this is where everyone's pool is right now.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so something I see a lot in men watching my stories every day, but not liking or supporting my work. I said, yet the moment I post something sexy, they suddenly resurface. Why do you think men engage differently with successful content versus sexy content?
Because success is not an attraction trigger for men.
Mm-hmm.
Your beauty and appeal is.
Okay.
That's why.
So why do you not think that because do you not think it's because for me, like, obviously I'm successful, so I want someone to engage with, like, because I find that a lot, like when I post things like music and think not interested.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that would put me off somebody because I want them to be interested in what I'm doing successfully, work-wise.
So they'll be interested in, they care about those things in your life when they want you, who you are as a person.
Mhm.
So like you care about your friend's success because you love your friends as who they are as
Mhm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't know you, he can't want who you are. He can just desire you for what you're showing. That's what that is. So if he's your friend, then sure, I'm sure he wants you to be successful.
Mhm.
But like, if I don't know you and your success isn't an attraction, it's like style. It's like you might really love your boyfriend's. You love that your boyfriend's improving his style, right?
Mhm.
Actually, to be fair, that's an attraction trigger. I'm trying to think of something else. Like, you may love that your boyfriend is getting like some designer shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, fantastic. Like you see it, like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're getting that for you, babe. You're gonna look so great in that. X, Y, and Z. Cool. But the guy who you don't know, why would you care? Really? Like, is that an attraction trigger for you that he's wearing some, nice designer shoes?
Well, yeah, because it kind of means that he looks after himself and takes care of who he is. So for me, if I'm looking at a guy who's dressing well and looks well online, then yeah, of course that's going to obviously attract me and think, okay, he looks like he's someone who's successful. But I think it's just my industry as well. Like I'm a go gunner. I'm like, go for it. Do you know what I mean? Guys, girls, I'm like, if you're doing stuff that's great online and you're being successful, I would prefer to like something of yours where you're doing a public speech or you're doing something that's driving your workforce harder. Prepared for someone who's just sat there having it, like, oh, look at me, I'm having a drink at a really nice wine bar, looking hot.
Yeah. So when you see 100%, so when you see a guy, this is where, you know how I said like a lot of time when we'll have a list, right? So many different things that they want their guy to have. Okay. So the benefit of that is that if a guy lacks in one area, he can make up for it in another,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it means that there are a lot of things, while there are a lot of things that guys have to tick to be seen as desirable for a woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? It means that there are more things that can be attraction triggers for her. So when you see a guy speaking, shows that he's doing well, shows that he's gaining some status, some success. That's an attraction trigger. Like, you're not gonna like a guy because he posts just his new shoes that he's bought. You're not gonna like a
picture of
photo.
him looking hot, because that doesn't interest me at all.
Fine. You may like the photo of him in a new outfit looking stylish.
Mm-hmm.
That's the photo you like. If you took a picture of some new shoes, just bought these, you're not gonna like the photo. Why do you care? His girlfriend would, because, oh, babe, you're gonna look so good in those.
Mm.
When he's put the outfit together and you like a guy who, like, is stylish, right? That's the photo you'll like. The concept is the same, right? The he's getting new shoes, stylish. That's the same, but you're not liking the fact of new shoes. You're liking an attraction trigger for you, which is that, okay, this guy knows how to dress. Do you see what I'm saying?
I slightly disagree, but yeah. Okay.
So would you like the shoes then? Would you?
No.
If you just posted a photo of the shoes, or
Well,
would you
no,
like the outfit?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna like the outfit because it's a finished product.
That's my point.
But that's the same thing I'm saying about my post of my music is my finished outfit.
Sure, but your music, you being a singer-songwriter,
Mm-hmm.
not to all men, because talent is attractive, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's not a significant attraction trigger for men.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't like it. As in, not that they don't like it, that's why they're not clicking the like button on it. Because it's like, you know how I said, okay, there's very few things that men actually care about,
Yeah.
right? So the list is not long. But yeah, it means you can post about you signing this new deal. You can post about, your new track. You can post about you speaking somewhere. Cool. It's like, okay, she's cool. It's not saying that they don't respect it, it's like, oh yeah, she's doing well for herself. That's great. It's not an attraction trigger though. That's why they're not clicking that double tap.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean? And this is what girls know this though. Like, this is why, girls who are like fitness influencers, like, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a coincidence that 85% of their following are men.
Male.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they know because the views, likes, that gets in the position. But it's like, yeah, it is what it is. I hope that helps. Hope you don't hate me too much. But I'm just listen. It's my opinion, but I'm just telling you what guys will never say to your face. I'm just being real.
Yeah. No,
And
this
do
is
you know what I
something that
mean?
I've wanted answered because I just find that it's very odd sometimes because
If there was a guy you were seeing, you had been dating,
yeah.
and he really likes you, he would be liking those things because he's invested in you now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just initial, like he doesn't know you yet, he's just gonna like the stuff that's
Appealing.
that turns his attraction on.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Pimms, you've been a good sport. We appreciate you.
It's been great.
We appreciate you. If people want to find you, follow your music, follow your stuff, where can they find you? Plug your Instagram.
You can find me. Best place to find me most actively is Instagram. So at Pimmsbrook.
Pimmsbrook. Perfect. You got any new songs or releases coming out that we can look out for?
I have got something coming out very soon, probably in the new year.
Okay.
And lots of very, very good things coming for 2026 for me.
Oh, exciting stuff. Exciting. We love that. We love to hear that. Well, listen, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you. Appreciate your energy. Guys, go give her a follow. Give her a like. All that good stuff. Thank you for tuning in. And I will see you in the next episode.